And it is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Historic day. Gold has hit 4,000. Gold has been making historic highs, for the last weeks now, months almost. But it reached that 4,000 level. This is the Trade Lounge. It's every Wednesday, 7:30 a.m., where we do a pre-market speculation, talk a little bit of charts, and then from there, we have a 9 p.m. midweek review just to kind of help, be available for around the world. So we have people tuning in, from everywhere, right? Bernie, Kelly, they're from Australia, so it's almost midnight for them. 9 p.m. kind of becomes a better time for them as well in the morning. But yeah, guys. So you guys don't know me, welcome in. I am a professional trader, profitable trader here based out of Dallas, Texas. I've been trading almost for 10 years, teaching for about five. I've been profitable for 6 years, paying the bills just with trading over the last 6 years, and it's been great. I love what I do. I love teaching. I love making sure people understand these charts. We have good strategies that keep things simple. There's uh, a lot of complex things, in trading. I try to keep it simple. So if you guys want to dive into those complex things, you can. They work. They're important to know. But again, though, right, at least you have the most fundamental things that can get you some money. As always, right, these calls are for educational purposes only, and any trade idea or speculation, it is just that. We're not trading your money for you. You trade your own money and make sure you know how to do that. Mr. Swanandi Chin, 4,000, brother, 4,000. Gold has reached 4,000. And all right, guys, this is one of my favorite views here with gold, right? One of my favorite views with gold. It's a sessions indicator that I have, the sessions template. Just a quick tip for you guys. I know I tell my group that this sessions templates, indicator template, excuse me, they're money. In the past, I used to kind of the indicators. I have the trading view in my MacBook. I have trading view on my phone. I have trading view on my iPad. Sometimes the indicators did not carry over, they not sync. This saves everything. I do have a template here called higher time frame plus sessions where I have three indicators, and two of the same in one sessions. This is one of my favorite views to get a glance of the weekly time frame, the highs and lows, the daily time frame, highs and lows. Well, excuse me, the weekly candle, high and low, the daily candle, high and low. And I can see structure from the 2 or 4 hour chart. And then from there, if I want to go in deeper, I can look at the sessions. So here, guys, see with this right here from the 2 hour chart, I'm able to be able to read to the market, not just with structure, but as well with highs and lows from the previous weeks of the weekly candle and the daily, right? So the big box represents the weeks. Okay, they represent the weeks, and then the smaller candles represent the days. And for the most part, right, you know, gold has been given one pullback a week, and then it takes off. So, for example, 2 weeks ago, Wednesday, it was the pullback, and then from there it carried up. On Thursday was the pullback last week, and then from there it went up. But most importantly, where did the pullback stop? Okay, where did this stop right here? Okay, where did this stop right here? Because see, if we start following structure just on highs and low swings, sometimes we can expect things to go lower and more lower than needed, right? And that's where sometimes people can miss a trade. Okay, so let's say, for example, I like to enter off of the 50%. Okay, 50%. You see an impulse, you see a low to high, and I like to get in at 50%, correct? So if I look at this impulse, that's an impulse, correct? Without the, let me hide the, that's an impulse, right? That's an impulse right there, a beautiful impulse. I may add. It's a beautiful impulse. We got the low and we got the high. Did this pullback here, did it reach 50%? Eyeballing it. What would you guys say? Did it reach 50% of a pullback? What would you guys say? Yes or no? So we got the impulse, We got the correction. Andre says 23 to 38%. Correct. Yeah, it did not reach it, Donald says. It did not reach it. However, right, you turn on your sessions indicator, and technically it did retrace 38%, but at a different scale. Okay. And where did it actually retrace to 50%? Well, again, right, this was Monday. Morning, Carol, welcome in. It retraced to 50% of Monday. Y'all see that? Each candlestick also has its low to high range that needs to be respected. So this is Monday's price action. And if we were just simply focused on Monday's price action, consider that Monday is a strong control day. Price literally came to 50% of Monday, found the buyers, and then from there, it takes off. You see that, guys? So that respect to the technical analysis, just on different scales. Here, same thing, right? And actually, check this out here. This is Monday of last week. We came back to about 50% of Monday, correct? And then we shot up. Well, Wednesday, we couldn't really get strength. So we kind of just hovered above the high. Thursday came about. And what happened Thursday? We got a sell-off, quote unquote sell-off. And where do we came? 50% of Tuesday. Found the buyers and took off. Yeah, see that, guys? So price is not going to just drop. It needs to respect. Is you got to look at the days, and again, the right. Look, this is where we're at today. This is where we're at today. Monday, huge impulse. Tuesday, shallow impulse right here, about 23, 38%, and it's taking off. All right, so it's not just going to come down. Okay, we are overextended. We already over surpassed, the extensions of this day. But even before we go lower, right, we first have to tap into, my opinion, the previous daily high, correct? Okay, so this is a good area for us to potentially look for buys if it really wants to go that low. That's a lot of pips. So it's actually interesting enough, right? That's almost a 4,000 level mark, which can happen again. Okay, it can happen again. So that's how price is moving. It's actually moving a lot faster on the smaller scales. We're hardly getting we're not getting enough pullbacks on bigger time frames, but we are getting a nice little trend on the 5-minute and 15-minute charts. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. Yesterday we caught two nice buys from the trading session, and the big buy was right here. So we actually caught. Let me go ahead and do that quick. During the live session, we bought from this 15-minute BEC and took about 90 pips from there. Okay. And then price made a higher high and then came all the way back down. And again, we positioned ourselves for some buys there. I got a little bit of money from here. I didn't hold all the way, but it is what it is. So this is kind of the structure that I see it's building. It's definitely trending very, very fast. I think Nico, her and I are having a good conversation about how gold is moving and so forth. And it's not it's hard to see. It's hard to see the structure because we're so used to thinking higher time frame, and myself as well. Myself is like, yeah, higher time frame is king, but when price is trending, right? When price, oh, that's right. So Ms. Hunter, when price is trending, I'm noticing that it trends when price is trending fast. I'm noticing that the 2-minute and 5-minute structure, okay, is good. So yeah, so Andrich, if you're talking about the minutes time frame, yeah, normally I like to trade with the 15-minute structure trend, but when it's moving fast, it's a 2-minute or 5-minute. That's why I miss sometimes some trades because I'm actually too high in the time frame. And when I'm talking about too high, that's a 15-minute chart. So yeah, so right now it's to me it's moving on a 5 minute, 2 minute. Um, and yeah. Before I go into this technical analysis, guys, if you guys didn't know, right, I'm part of a trading community. Well, not trading community. It's the COC Life community. Basically, it's a community where it's a club. It's a club of mindsets. We offer trading. I'm the educator in trading, and we also have a AI indicator that gives us some signals. I think yesterday was it yesterday? Yeah, it's been giving some great signals. Yesterday, it gave us two buys. This little sneaky thing actually gave us a buy while we surpassed all-time highs. And there it is. Okay. 2026. Yeah, so we're gonna see right now how this price is going to move. Let me just quickly mark up my structure and then we'll mark up some technical analysis there for us to review. And for the most part, I think it's just trying to come back to a pullback. Okay, trying to come back to a pullback. Um, all right, let's see. Let's get to a naked chart there. All right, so this is all I need right here, guys. Okay, I think the best price section. I would delete this. Move this here to the second, right? All right, so here it is. See, the blue dots represent 5 minute structure, as I told you guys, right? So this is the first low that I found. Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. So nice and trendy right there, 5 minute trend. And they continued that trend a little bit more. But then when we got this pullback here, right? It did break these two lows, but everything was still so bullish that technically this right here became more of a 15-minute structure. So these first lines that you see, all that is 5 minutes. But from this low to this high and to this higher low, everything shifted from a 5 minute structure to a 15-minute structure. Okay. So now we have this impulse, this correction. Okay. And again, we have this impulse, this correction. And now we have this impulse there. So this is a new high, this is the new higher low, and now this is a higher high. So all we're gonna do, guys, is simply just focus from here to there. Okay, that's all we're gonna do in this scenario, right? All right. So now let me move the chains. Impulse correction. This actually made a higher highs there too. So let me just double check that. Let me measure this with a big bow. Okay. So nice impulse, nice correction, 38%. Boom. It did actually exceed. So yeah, it's actually trading again on the 5 minute scale, guys. It really is. It's trading very, very fast now. This is also an impulse. Yeah, I actually would like for us to buy from this little low right here. That little low. I'll check out that 8 hour key level that you mentioned there. So Nandy in a second. Yeah, let me know what you're focusing on there. Let me see. 39.50 rally base rally. Okay. Forty 16. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, I do like that. It's a nice 15 as well. I just want to make sure that I need a fib to get my eyes that it is all little structure. I do like this rally based rally. We'll get there in a second. Let me just get my structure first in order, and we'll definitely check those out. 20-minute, okay, perfect, perfect. If you guys are seeing these words, rally-based rally, ETM candle, that's a pattern that myself and Mr. Marcus Morpheus McKinney, my colleague, partner in crime, it's a candlestick pattern that we used a lot. Very beneficial for to see entries and exits, and kind of get an idea of what we want to do. All right, guys, so this is a nice structure here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. Okay, right there. So I got my structure: impulse, correction, and a huge extension, which is an impulse. I got my fib. Got my fib from this low to this high. Let me quickly go on to the sessions indicator to see how that looks. All right, perfect. So now we can see everything else. Where how are we compared to the previous day? There goes the previous day right there. 1 second. There he goes. Okay. So see on the 30-minute, you can't even see the structure, guys. You can barely see it. You see that, guys? Barely see it. So we have the impulse here, the correction, the impulse, the small correction, and the huge extension. So what I'm seeing, if this is the low right here, we can measure that low to high right there. And now I at least have a map for us to kind of walk through. We're struggling above that 23%. If the 23% cannot take us higher, it's going to start going down to these levels. I personally would like to see maybe some buys from the 50% level, which is 40.16, 40.17. Let me see, 20-minute rally-based rally. 14, yeah, right here. This little equilibrium zone is very, very nice. You take the low from there. So that 50% entry is very, very good. We're going to be tapping into the Asian session. So we're about 23% of the Asian session, very near the 50. So I think that's a great level for us to really lock on and get an entry from there if this is correct. Okay. On the right hand side, you see this has been really helpful these last couple of days that I've been using it. Basically, I just get it's a fib, but I just kind of get levels of $10 price changes, just to see kind of how much gold has moved during the session and so forth. Let me go ahead and put it here. Yes, it's good. 450 even, 410. So you guys see 450, 440, 430, 420, 410, and 4,000. These are just basically price does like to move in increments of $10. My ideal speculation is here. I do like potentially a pullback back to right below 40.20. Maybe we can do the stop loss at 78%, and then we can take it back up to the extension. Again, this is a lot of pips, guys. Like check this out. This is why this is helpful right here. Right now, we're approximately at the in between the 40 and the 30 level. So 35. From 35, I'm not suggesting any sales, by the way. From 35 to the 50%, we'll call that 20. Okay. That is a $15 drop, which is 150 pips. If we do get our entry and wait for it down there, just right back up to this level, it's 150 pips back. So that's, you can take your profit here and then you hold the rest to the zero and then you hold some more position there. But I think to make the money is between 50 and 23%. Secure some money there and then let the rest ride. Okay, that'll be my way of approaching it now, respecting, being able to take profit every 90 pips. 40.11 Olanda. This one right here. Yep, I like it too, man. This is forex.com, but then the ETM candles are for the most part the same on those time frames. All right, guys. So there you have it. That is the speculation for today. Everything still looks bullish to me, and that's why I will play it. It's the first attempt to buy right here, and at least take profit there. Let me just show you guys here. 1 second there, Nicole. How do we go with gold? Oh, I've got multiple time frames, like the tab show. Oh, up here, these tabs. I'm using the app on the MacBook. So this is the app for starters. I think you can do that as well. All you do is hit the little plus sign up here. These are just old screenshots that I saved. There's not really multiple, but you actually can do that. You do have to make sure that you do create a new layout, right? A new layout. And then from there you can do multiple tabs. So you won't have the same markups every time, right? So like for example, Joe, I would take it, but I won't recommend it here because it's a more complex sell, right? Um, there is an opportunity now to maybe take it down. Just that there is an opportunity. I'm being mindful of that because gold is definitely more bullish and it can turn around a lot sooner than expected. But yeah, so if you want to have multiple and the charts, Nico, and mark up different ones, you can definitely, you got to create a new layout, maybe Oanda 1, Oanda 2, Oanda 3. And then from there, you can mark up, open up all those and you can tab around them and just go back and forth. Another thing that you can do is you can actually, I don't know how much access you have, but you can have 1 chart, 2 charts, 3 charts, 4 charts, and make sure that the drawings don't sync, right? If you don't have if the right here, so if you don't have them synced, you can just basically tab over. Like I have, for example, I'm using 3 charts, 1, 2, 3, right? That's my layout right here. Okay, but I'm only looking at one at a time. So if I see these candlesticks are blue, if I tab over these other candlesticks over here, let me just hide this. We don't need this, right? See, these candlesticks are white, and if I tab over, these candlesticks are green. So you can still have 3 charts here in the same tab, but if you don't sync the layouts or the drawings, excuse me, you won't see them there. That's another way to have an extra chart. But say one more thing. Thank you for that question, by the way. Yeah, so what I do like is 1 chart and just keep it from there. Oh yeah, last but not least, right, let's check the momentum, how we're looking at the momentums. Yeah, this is definitely bullish, guys. Definitely bullish. I've learned my lesson that when the midpoint, the 52 midpoint is above that 23 percentile. Right now, the averages are not even in question anymore. It's just a pullback. And I definitely, at least we can go back very near this 2020, 2021 price action. I do like it. There is a small opportunity there to take. If you guys want to, counter this, there is about a few pips of price action, about 200 pips, give or take. The closer we can get to this high, the better, right? The better. But just be mindful. Just be mindful because, um, gold is definitely more stronger than bullish than bearish. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up here. We'll come back this evening. I do prefer the buy to Dubai still. If you do want to kind of pierce take a little shot at the sell. Okay, we do have a nice base drop forming. We formed a rally, base rally, so it's going to take price a little bit higher. our best confirmation. This little rally base rally needs to be broken. Okay, that's the only way that I can see confirmation to, okay, we are going to get the pullback because we'll get below 23% of that fib that I drawn out. Okay, so anywhere up here is sell high. Okay, that's the sell high zone. Every there to sell. Okay, but if we come back this price level, this is coming with momentum right here on the 5 minute chart, guys. Okay, but overall, I think this is going to continue being bullish. And there you have it. All right. Appreciate everybody being here. We'll be back again this evening. I'll try to share these charts here to the Telegram that you're a part of. If you want access to the Telegram that I'm most active in, send me a message. I'll send the link how to register for that one. It is free. It's just a matter of just going through the registration process. And thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.